All right, what can I help you with?
Well, I received a quite uncomfortable email today. I have a client that is a new client that we've been working with. He's got some challenges in how he manages his money, and he doesn't always do things above the line, let's say. And so as bookkeepers, we have come across money, and he's, for example, that was $9,000 paid in cash wages, and he wanted to take that as an expense, let alone all the problems that come with doing that. And we have refused and said that we can't journal it that way. And we have also come across some other discrepancies. Now, we found some discrepancies that were happening before we were in the books, and we've brought them to his attention, and he's had a bit of a rant at one of my staff, and he sent an email today saying, I want to disengage, which is actually very fine for me because it resolves the problem. My question to you is, I'm wondering how to handle the conversation, what to send back, because he's fairly well known. I work in regional New South Wales. He has a not small enterprise here and has a lot to do with my other clients.
Okay.
So I'm quite concerned about that.
Well, I mean, I don't know what your bookkeeper's code makes you do, but you have a duty to do it right. Okay, so, you know, I think we'll go back to how to deal with it in a second. You know, I think it's just a decision to make. Do you want to be the company that is above reproach and holds to a high standard, which obviously I'm guessing you do? If that's the case, you are going to lose customers and clients from time to time based on that. You just will. I think the trade-off is you'll get and keep more because you're that way, right? Because no one really wants the ATO tapping on their shoulder, you know, or the fear of that. Do you have a penalty clause for them to get out? Like, is there, you know, do they have to pay some months of fees or something if they want to terminate early or something?
They pay a month. Well, actually, he's on a weekly reoccurring payment plan. So his penalty to get out isn't very much. Normally, well, it's to do with the payment plan. So whatever you have remitted in the payment plan, you know, if you pay me on the 15th of a month and you want out on the 17th, you don't get that prorated back.
Okay. Okay, good. Yeah, well, I mean, that's definitely right. I wondered whether you say, listen, it's 30 days or 60 days notice or 90 days notice so that we can wrap things up, and then you would just charge them accordingly.
Yeah, only for subscriptions. Yeah, only for subscriptions, not for my...
So how do you deal with it? I don't think you should start by emailing back. I'm not a fan. I think you should call this person and just I think, you know, pleasantly state your case and just kind of go, hey, got your email. I'm fully okay with that. I'm going to do everything I can to make your transition simple and easy. I understand your reason for leaving. Obviously, I hope you understand mine, that, you know, it's just not an area that I want to get into. And I think just by having the conversation, what it stops is it stops the unknown conversation inside people's heads, right? So if you just email back, that could be read in 700 different ways from the same person, right? And also, you know, they just start lying to themselves and going, oh, they couldn't care less, see that. Whereas when you talk and you actually call them, even if it's for 60 seconds, it actually clears a lot of the ambiguity about, you know, I guess your intent or what you may be feeling. So I think the call is just understand, I'm going to make this nice and easy for you to move on to somebody else. Let me see where I can help you. I just want you to understand that, you know, I just wasn't prepared to do that and there's no hard feelings from my end. You have that conversation, then you put it into an email. That person is far less likely to go running around town and saying anything negative about you because you just had this pleasant conversation. You know, and if they go on a rant, you just say, I understand. That's why I'm giving you your wishes and letting you go. But just no hard feelings from my point of view. It's just very hard to throw mud when somebody's been nice the whole way through. And I think in a way it's like damage control for your brand if you're worried that this big business person who deals with your other clients might start gossiping. I think an email back is risky. I think a phone call back just eliminates all of the what ifs.
Okay. All right.
And what's interesting, I tell you what's interesting about that is if this guy is a strong guy, and it sounds like he is, probably nobody would think to do that because they're scared of this perception of this big businessman. Just by doing it, I reckon you'll end up with props in his mind. He'll be like, yeah, okay, this chick's cool. She's prepared to state her case. And I don't know. In a way, it's pushing back a little bit. It's kind of saying, listen, it's okay. We can part ways, but you're going to hear it from me. And I think that's only ever a good thing.
All right. Well, get everybody out there to pray for me because he has a habit of throwing off his chops. So,
listen, you are only responsible for saying what you want to say. If he starts going off his chops, I mean, obviously, first of all, you've got to put your big girl pants on and make the phone call. If he goes off his chops, it's just as simple as saying, hey, I don't want to be rude to cut you off. I didn't want to call up to have an argument. I just wanted to say I'm going to help you move on. I'll let you get back to your busy day. Bless you heaps. Goodbye. Right? Just say that, and then he'll be like, oh, okay, great.
Yeah, okay. No worries.
I just think be on the receiving end of that. No one can hate you for being like that. No one can dislike you for being like that. That's just nice.
I am nice. All right. Thank you.
Exactly. And you're going to help him move on to another bookkeeper. But you don't have to just lay over and do an email back. I think that's a bad idea.